Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for this wonderful evening of football. My name's Ryan Simerda, and I'm here with Mo. And just thank you for joining the stream. Do you have anything to say, Mo?
Yeah, today we got a division rival up, Francis Howell North against Francis Howell. Francis Howell North coming in at 2-1, coming off a win against St. Charles High, and Francis Howell coming off a loss against Luther North in a tight one. Today we'll see the Francis Howell North Knights, not with their leading rusher, Derek Warren, as he is out with a shoulder injury. He leads the team by almost 200 yards in rushing. So, what we like to see is, to help with that, is maybe a blend of play calls, maybe sharing the ball more with different players and not just sticking to, your leading rusher.
It's going to be a little difficult for the Knights to pull this off.
Yeah.
Especially against Howell.
Yeah, struggled against Howell a lot, haven't beat them in many years, and especially with one of your top players being out, it's gonna be a challenge. But some part of it's the mentality and how we come into this game. We have other good players. Hopefully, coach will have a good game plan, and we'll see how it goes.
But with a player like Derek going out, a star player, there's always someone that has to come up. This could be a Kurt Warner moment for one of our players to rise up and come to the occasion.
Yeah, we got Colin Conley, Champ Hawley. They're over 100 yards rushing this season. Colin Conley actually averaging about 8 yards a carry, and Champ just over 6 yards a carry. So they have a big role today with Derek being out. We'll see how they step up. Also, Jackson Pfeiffer, you may see him use his legs a little more, but yeah, it's gonna be a real challenge, but I'd like to see what happens here.
They may pull it off.
We'll see. Going over to the other side of Francis Howell, they come in 1-2. Like I said, coming off loss to Luther North, 45-42. It was a good game for Francis Howell. Their QB found the end zone 3 times. He's actually their leading rusher. And so we may see him use his feet a little more. I'd like to see how the defense really tries to contain him. I think if we can contain him, Ryan, we'll really have a chance of winning, because if he breaks free and we get him, if he finds space out wide, we could see the score going up and not a good game happening. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talking about to QB1, Jackson Pfeiffer today. He says game plan, coming up with Howell a little more. They like to run the ball a lot. Our offense runs through more just running. Only Jackson Pfeiffer only 3 passing attempts on the season. So we'll see how it goes. He said they're going to try to use more play action today. Bounce the ball outside more. See if that works against a tough Howell defense that does have a couple. One 3-star I know who is committed to Missouri University. So.
Wow. It's going to be hard to get the ball past him.
Yeah.
Looks like we got the coin flip going on right now.
Yeah. Howell North in the black and yellow, and Francis Howell in the
white and yellow.
White and yellow.
Very similar.
Ryan,
what? Coming
into this game, we haven't beat Howell since early 2000s.
Wow. That's a long time. I was barely even alive.
It depends what year it was, but I don't know if I was on this earth yet. Yeah, Howell, they always got a tough team. I haven't seen it, but, I've talked to some players today, and they said this could be the year.
It could be. Could be.
Anyways, moving over to something a little off topic. We got the homecoming game at Lindenwood University on October 6th against Troy coming up. Make sure we'll be live streaming that game. Make sure to tune into that. It's gonna be a good game.
It will be a very interesting game. It's kind of different. We're playing Troy on our homecoming game instead of, you know,
Yeah,
Central.
for the years I've been here, it's just we've been playing with Central. We've been playing against Central, and it's always been that rival game mixed with the homecoming game. It's always been a big turnout. I wonder with playing a different opponent this year, how maybe the atmosphere and the rivalry will play a factor into really how the game goes. You know, because we always have a good showing out at Lindenwood. You know, Central always, their students always come out strong, but Troy being a little farther,
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited to see this game, see what coaches drew up. It looks like we do not have word yet who will get the ball first, but North's kicker, David Beeger, playing in his second game of the season, missed out on the first two. You know, he's a really big game changer, not just at kicker, but he plays that corner well, and he's a big part of this defense. And if he plays well, our defense, I think, will do well.
Looks like Howell will be receiving the ball.
Yeah. How to receive the ball means Friends Howell North will get it to get the second half started. Friends Howell North will be kicking off from the right hash mark. Yeah, so back on the defensive side, if we want to win this ball game, you know, the defense really have to show up. DJ Dillon will play a big factor as he is leading tackler, but
And Howell gets it at their 30-yard mark, 32-yard mark.
yeah, you know, how we'll see how their quarterback does. Like we said, I said, he likes to run.
He can run, he can throw.
Yeah, Hal really has they don't have I guess to say, an identity to their offense where they like to run it, they like to pass it.
And that's pretty much the polar opposites to North. And we are a very run-centric team.
Definitely have an identity to our offense where more of how they like to spread the ball out. They like to they come out in different formations, so let's see.
And a throw off the bat by Howell. First down, maybe. No.
Tackle, maybe just a yard. Maybe.
Second and 1.
Second and 1. Gain of 9 for Francis Howell. Francis Howell looks like their leading receiver coming into the game. It's Kendall Gurley.
First down for Howell.
Number 9 on Francis Howell, QB Adam Shipley.
And he's good.
He is one returner from last year, so he knows this offense well. He's not new to it. As we see a handoff to the right side, breaks the tackle.
First down.
Big show out tonight at the game. A lot of people here.
Seem to be dunking with that carry. Howell seems to be unfazed by the defense here. Hopefully North can turn that around.
Looking like drops back to pass.
And he found him. Oh, and they're just pushing him closer and closer towards the end zone. And that's going to be Howell down on North's 18-yard line.
Number 6, Jude James with the catch. He comes into here. That's my bad on that. He is the one who leads Howell in receiving with 7 catches, 134 yards, with 1 touchdown. So first catch there, already setting it big.
23 with the carry for Howell. A gain of 0 yards.
Yeah,
Second and 10.
Looks like Howell likes to run too with They like to split the ball, I guess, looks like between Maddox Duncan and Jalen Bernard, both with about the same amount of yards. Max Duncan getting all the touchdowns, though, so they really like to spread the ball around.
My eyes failed me on that play. It's 2nd and 4, and that looks like a first down for Howell.
Yeah, Howell moving the ball with much ease here in the first drive of the game. Francis Howell not really having an answer on defense so far, so we'll see if
pushing them.
Other than pushing them.
That's all you can do.
1st and goal.
With the handoff. Ooh. Got him down pretty quick there.
Yeah, minimal gain there. That's what we need to do. Really stop the run game, Ryan, so we force them to throw it more. And, you know, looks like they want to go to the run game more, seeing more runs than passes. If we can force them to pass the ball more, we could see some turnovers and some stops on defense.
Yes, we could. Speaking of passes, 28, Howell. And he's in for a touchdown.
28 on Howell.
Aiden
Sezin with that's his first touchdown of the year, folks. About a 8-yard touchdown from him.
I'd say.
First getting on the receiving end of the touchdown so far. Looks like he gets a few rushes, but first touchdown of the season for him. His 4th catch of the season.
Here's Howell with the field goal. And it's good. 7-0. Howell.
Yeah, Howell driving down the field with ease there. You know, North looks like they didn't really have an answer there, Ryan. What can we see from North to really step it up? I feel like the energy almost wasn't there, and Howell could do what they wanted.
Yeah, I feel like we need a little more effort out there. They tried, but I don't think they were trying hard enough to stop them there.
Yeah, you know, we saw a couple missed tackles by North. We're gonna have to tackle them.
That will help us.
Yeah, that will help us.
But maybe North is ready for their offense game today. Let's see this.
Let's see it. Let's see if they try to mix in some passing, because I really think if we limit ourselves to just running, it could be a tough game. So I feel like we got to spread the ball more, get a variety of plays going, and really just keep the Francis Howell defense on their heels.
I'd love to see Pfeiffer throwing some footballs today. That would be nice.
Yeah. 3 attempts on the year, though.
Big kick.
It's through the end zone for a touchback.
That will put North on their 20-yard line. 1-10. Now I'm excited to see what they're going to do here without Derek.
Yeah,
He's
you know,
integral piece of
they
our
really
offense.
like to run their offense around Derek. Him coming in with over 300 yards on the season. That could play a big factor.
I'm ready for Kurt Warner to
You
show
ready
up here. I'm ready
Kurt
for Kurt
Warner?
Warner.
You think Jackson's next Kurt Warner?
He may be. He may be.
Okay. Here's Howell in the huddle. Yeah, Derek, over 302 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns. That's really going to hurt us.
He had the bulk of our attempts, it seems. 45.
45
That
attempts.
is a lot of attempts. And they're rushing. That seems like a gain of about 4 yards for North.
Javon Godfrey with the carry. That's his 15th carry of the season. 1 touchdown on the year, actually. Let's see if North tries to use all these running backs they have. You know, a big variety of them. Let's see if they try to spread the ball more with who they have. Here's a pass.
North with the pass.
Thrown out of
into the
bounds.
sidelines.
And there we see it. You know, another thing in the passing game where if you want the passing game to work, you got to have the men up front to really hold the blocks for them for a couple seconds, because you can see there Pfeiffer with really no time to throw it here. So we'll see how they game plan. No play action there, so we'll see.
I want to know what Pfeiffer's saying in that huddle right now.
Yeah, you know, Pfeiffer He's
had a few words.
He hasn't had the most experience, like we said, coming in with 3 attempts on the season, just 25 yards with a passer rating of just about 70.
They had to pass it off, and that looks like a gain of about 2 yards. 4th and 5.
North will have to punt.
Looks like they're going to have to punt.
North.
Is going to be Beeger punting?
Yes, David Beeger with the punt. Yeah, North's first drive, 3 and out, didn't see much there. We'll see if they can get it together because Howell, they're not going to let off the gas, we know.
I'm going to assume that's not what North was going for there.
I would assume so too, Ryan.
Let's see how Howell responds to this punt from Beeger. The ball's kicked. Ooh. A little too much arc on that, it seems. Godar running up on the ball, and he touches it. Going to put the ball on North's own 47-yard line. Little mental math there.
Let's see what how it comes out after, offense gets a short break. Let's see what they do. Ryan, when you come into a game like this, what do you think as a player? What are you feeling coming into a rival game against Howell, knowing you've struggled in the past?
You want me to be honest?
Let's hear it.
I'd be pretty terrified.
Terrified.
Especially as someone like me, not the most athletic guy, going against big boys like that. Scary. Scary.
Pass dropped out wide. Looks like it was a screenplay setup for Kendall Gurley. A fun fact, Ryan, actually Kendall Gurley is related to the NFL, well, I guess ex-NFL player Todd Gurley.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see if he can make an impact here. See if he's got those NFL genes, is what they like to say.
Not with that pass. Let's go, team! We'll have to see.
There's Kendall Gurley again. Bounces it outside. Takes it across the 40-yard line.
I saw some genes there.
Yeah, there's some genes there.
There were some genes there. Flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be coming back as it's a holding on Howell.
Not what they were going for.
I've seen a lot of screenplays by Howell when they do pass it. Nothing too long. When they do pass it, how do you think we could maybe defend the screen passes and limit those? And almost, I guess, read them?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a good thing I'm not a coach.
Yeah, good thing you're not a coach.
Now, I got a lot of talk, but when it comes to backing it up, these coaches are doing 10 times better than I could ever do.
Yeah.
What would you do, Mo?
I've known a little bit about football, but I feel like I would try to almost press up on the wide receiver and limit those passes from them getting it and turning upfield and having some space. As we see another screen pass here.
And he's
wide
going
open.
very far. Number 8 for Howell.
Kendall Gurley again with the carry.
Looks like he dropped the ball at the end.
Fumbles it out of bounds, but
that will give them their first down.
Enough to pick up the first down.
I do see Todd Gurley in him. You were very, very right.
Todd Gurley, drafted by the Rams, not playing in the NFL currently, but he, as a rookie, he did show out. So I wonder if his nephew, I think it is, has almost the same play style as him, because Todd Gurley was electric in his first couple of years in the NFL.
That was Maddox Duncan with the about 6-yard gain. 2 and 4 for Howell.
Yeah, I don't know. It almost seems like North has to take away something and just see if Howell can answer with the other thing. As we see a pass here.
11 open. Not close enough on the throw.
Pass intended for
I don't know.
Number 11.
Number 11 was who was intended to get that ball.
Number 11 was intended to get that ball.
From the quarterback for Howell. 3rd and 4 for Howell. See if they can pull this one off. Ooh, Ooh, false start, looks like. Something like that. Offsides. Yep, same word.
Yeah, Howell coming out the gates. Adam Shipley coming out the gates strong. You know, we talked about before the game, he likes to run, but showing it through the air as he's 4 for 6 for passing. That's pretty efficient, Ryan.
Yes.
Doesn't look like he's made much mistakes. You know that we saw that miss though, but that is a tough throw to make. The other incompletion, obviously, on his wide receiver.
Howell to 11. Oh, put him down.
Tackled by Colin Conley, number 7, Colin Conley. That's his 8th tackle on the season.
Here's 2 and 1 for Howell.
Sorry for the technical difficulties here, but for the other camera. But as we see, screen pass out to Francis Howell. Ooh, Kendall Gurley hurdles
and
for
he
the touchdown.
got the ball. Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Hurled him for a touchdown.
It's a shame we did not get that on the other camera. An amazing catch by Gurley there. That'll set it to 13-0, Howell winning.
Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties here. Howell lining up for the extra point.
We're going to try to get this problem figured out for you guys, but now you can see our beautiful faces the whole time.
Yeah, and the extra point is good by Howell, making it 14-0 as the scoreboard's also not working.
I'll go fix that scoreboard.
Ryan will be on the scoreboard, but you know how first 2 drives, really scoring with ease, passing the ball, running the ball. North doesn't seem to have an answer. I think, you know, Bevel, what he'd maybe be saying to him, or maybe the game plan is, let's try to take away something. Let's try to take away the pass. Let's try to take away the run. Make them one-dimensional, all right? Make them beat you some way. Because right now, Howell's calling whatever they want and getting yards however they want. So North has to change something. Ryan, 14-0. Howell scoring first 2 drives. What do we got to see from North?
Some points is what I'm thinking.
Points.
And a little more pressure on the defense would also help.
Yeah, you know, coming into this game, North, obviously, talent, it's there. How do we bring that talent out and build the confidence to the players?
Yeah, I feel like confidence might be a big issue, especially facing Howell High.
How do we maybe up that confidence maybe?
I'm gonna flip this camera around. See how that works.
We're giving you a little we're compromising here. You know, second camera. We'll put it on the game.
I'm not a very good cameraman, so this may not turn out very well.
It's all right. Well, we're getting it fixed right now, but here's the kickoff from Howell.
Kick.
Big kick through the end zone for a touchback. North will get it at the 20-yard line. You know, Ryan, talking to Pfeiffer.
I love talking to Pfeiffer.
You know, he's a good dude. Talking to him, he said they want to improvise play action. We've seen it once. I don't even know if it was play action, but it seems like they want to get it to the outside. You know, the runs we saw were not to the outside, so maybe this drive we can see if they can, you know, bounce it to the outside, get those play actions going, really get a rhythm in this offense.
A rhythm is needed. You know, football is just like a song, you know?
It kind of is in some way.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing run by North. That'll put them on their 41-yard line. Sorry about that. Who was that?
Run by Jaden Eland. Haven't seen a lot of carries from him, but you know, back to the really spreading the ball around could really help the North offense, as we were talking about. Not really just taking on one player as we would if Derek was playing, but really spreading the ball out, giving them different looks, maybe a agile player, more of a speed player, more of like a power back.
Something different.
As we see Colin Conley, more of a power back, powers way through for about an 8-yard gain.
To be 2-3, 2-2 for Howell on their 47-yard line.
Ryan, we're seeing first down of the game. What can North keep doing to move this ball?
Whatever they're doing on this drive, I like it. They stick with that. I mean, we might get some points. And you know what you need to win in football?
The game.
You need points. Well, yeah, you want to win the game, but what do you need to win the game?
Points.
Yeah.
And here's a first down run by Ashton Bedford, his 6th rush of the game. You know, watching the North offense, I know we've had limited plays, but we've already seen the ball get spread through about 4 different running backs. So, like we were talking before, really spreading the ball out, really just giving the Howell defense different looks. So, we'll see if we can keep doing that and march down the field and get some points on this drive.
A little less predictability. That's a word.
And there's a flag on the play. Looks like we're going to get a false start on Francis Howell North.
Again? 15-1 or 1-15.
1st and 15 now for the Knights. You know, the penalties, Ryan, they're going to be a big factor, especially mistakes. You can't make a lot of them against a team like Howell, where you make a mistake, they could get you on that. A team as good as Howell, if you make one mistake, they could really pounce on it. Handoff up the middle. Champ Hawley with no gain on the play.
Oh, 2 yards of gain on that play.
Was it 2 yards?
Yeah, I think so. 2nd and 13 for the Knights.
They gained it 2. You were right, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's my bad, but
Oh, you're good.
let's see if, we've seen a couple runs on this drive. Let's see if we can get a play action in there. I'd like to see it. See what we can give.
Show them your arm, Pfeiffer. Oh,
here's a run up the middle
like
by
a gain of 3.
Jaden Godfrey for a gain of 3. Jaden coming in. North already sharing the ball with almost all their running backs. I like what's happening here. Sharing the ball. We're at the 50-yard line, Ryan. 3rd and 10 here. Maybe we could see a pass. Seems like a big drive for Francis.
I'd like to see a pass. I just like passing, though. It will not be a pass. Gain of about 4.
As we see another run there, Ryan. North passed once this game. Not seeming to work too much right now. Let's see if they can get more variety for offense.
Well, they're going to go for it.
No, they're not going for it, Ryan.
Oh, they're not? Oh, I didn't see the post was in the way.
Yeah.
It was blocking David.
David Beeger out to punt here for the Knights. Almost blocked there by Francis Howell, and the punt sails way out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
About a 25-yard punt from David Beeger.
Not bad, not bad.
Francis Howell coming out on the field for a 3rd time, looking to go 3 for 3 in drives. Offense led by Adam Shipley. Let's see if he's 4 for 6 passing, 2 touchdowns in this first quarter. Let's see if he can continue this on this drive. Looking really efficient so far, Ryan.
Yeah, he is. With the handoff for Howell. Looks like a gain of about 6 yards for Howell.
Number
Howell's
34.
on the 42nd yard line.
Number 34, Richard Rankin. Not a lot of attempts this season. That's his 4th attempt of the season. Averaging a little under 3 yards a carry. Ryan, I'm not seeing... I feel like I'm seeing the fight from North, but I don't know about the thinking. You know, I don't think they've seen this look from a team so far.
They have not.
Yeah, coming into this game 2-1, starting off, but Howell, I feel like, is almost just like a different animal, right?
Different beast.
Different beast.
You know, we've tamed lions before.
We've tamed lions.
Personally, I haven't, but like it's happened in the past.
Yeah, it has. You know, Francis Howell, they're defending state champions. Oh, ball looks
Fumble.
like,
And
looks like they're gonna call him down by contact.
Howell with the rushing of the down. Gain of 2 yards, you'd say?
I'd say 2 yards. DJ Dillon with the tackle. Howell's leading tackler coming into the game. Like we said before, Ryan, he's going to be a big factor into deciding how this North defense looks.
Howell with another handoff. Wow, 7. The jukes. Big gain for Howell there.
That's Maddox Duncan with the run. You know, Howell's leading rusher besides Adam Shipley coming into the game.
Roughly 20 yards on that play. That's pretty impressive. It started off pretty rough looking.
Yeah,
he banged around a little bit.
You know,
he found his way.
He was able to make a play out of it. You know, obviously a good playmaker. Doing well so far this season. Getting a lot of attempts. Has another run by number 23 on how Jalen Ballard. He's over 100 yards on rushing on the season too. You know, Ryan, it looks like I said, for North coming into this game, really sharing the ball with different people. Looks like Howell's doing the same thing, and it looks like they're marching down the field.
Making big moves on this field.
Good tackle for loss by DJ Dillon, the leading tackler.
No advance on that play.
Flip the cam. Flip the cam again since having some more technical difficulties. But we're going to make it work. 2nd and 11. Handoff to Gurley. Tackled. Gain about 2 yards. Tackled by DJ Dillon. As you see, DJ Dillon making another tackle, Ryan. If he can continue this, what can we see out of, you know, that could maybe start some energy for the North's defense.
Some good morale. And that's what they need.
As we end the first quarter, Francis Howell leads Francis Howell North 14-0. As we're on this little break, Ryan, we've seen in the first quarter Howell really doing what they want on offense. We've been over this. North North really, I'd say, the energy, I feel like could be more. You can flip it. The energy for North, it could be more. Looking a little flat coming out the gates, but that can be easily turned around. Like a guy like DJ Dillon coming in, leading the team in tackles, getting already about 4 tackles here in the first quarter. That could it really takes one guy to just make one play, get the energy going in. If that can really distribute throughout the whole defense. So it's a 3rd and 8 here. Let's see if we can get a stop, get the defense off the field, and that could shift the momentum either way. Howell in the shotgun here. Adam Shipley drops back for the pass. Looks right, caught at 2-yard line by number 10 of Francis Howell. First down as North cannot stop Francis Howell there. A good pass from Adam Shipley as it is first and goal for Francis Howell at the 2-yard line. That one caught by Garrett Puckett. He's over 100 yards receiving as Howell runs it in for the touchdown by number 7, Maddox Duncan. His 5th touchdown of the year as he leads Howell in touchdowns. Really doing what they want on offense, like we've said. North's going to have to turn it around if we want to make this a game. Howell scores with about 10 seconds into the second quarter. Here's the kick for Howell. And it's blocked. Francis Howell could be a turning point there. I'm sorry about the camera, folks, but we're trying our best to get it back up and running. Don't know what's happening here, but we'll try to get you the best angles we can. You know, 20-0, Francis Howell here. Knight's really trying to turn it around. Francis Howell, you know they're going to be good. As I want to preach, we got to take away something. We got to take away a run. We got to take away a pass. As you can hear fans here, not too happy of how stuff is going. We got to see something from North here. We got to put some points on the board. Ryan stepped away for a second. He's got to work on the camera. Just me right now. But North here to receive the kick. Ashton Bedford and Jaden Elan back to returning the kick. No returns this season, but they're 2 electric players that can really make something happen. If we see them, they get the ball, a big return, another momentum swing for Francis Howell North. Here's the kickoff by Howell. Looks like Jaden will field it. Stutter steps and is wrapped up by 2 Howell players at the 22-yard line, looks like. Jackson Pfeiffer leading the offense back on the field for their 3rd drive of the game. We've seen 2 first downs from Francis Howell North. Looking to maybe get into a rhythm here, really start the offense getting going. I say once you can get into a rhythm here, it really can help with just people's confidence and all that. Here's a pitch. Number 0. (20-0) Francis Howell. Flag on the play for Francis Howell North. Maybe going to get him with an illegal motion. Illegal motion on Francis Howell North. That's going to bring him back about 5 yards, and they're going to replay first down. 1st and 15 now. You know, Francis Howell coming out with a pitch there. It's a different look, but you got to get it right. Like we preach, you can't be making mistakes against this Howell team, as they have the experience. They've been through tough games. If you make a mistake, they can really jump on it. Ball placed at the left hash at about the 17-yard line. Francis Howell North lining up quick. Here's the snap. Handoff. Gain of about 4 yards for number 14 on Francis Howell North. Giovanni pick up 2 yards actually for Francis Howell North. 2nd and 13. Here's a handoff up the middle for Colin Conley. Solid gain of about 5 yards, I'd say. Fans really trying to encourage the Knights here as they're trying to get something going. 3rd and 8. Big down for Francis Howell here. Francis Howell North. So my apologies on keeps calling Francis Howell. North getting set. Here's the snap. Pfeiffer drives back and is sacked. Little to no time as he is hit blindside. Sack by number 16 on Francis Howell. You know, looks like Pfeiffer had no time there as that linebacker coming off the edge with no blocking. Looking like when Pfeiffer comes back to Pfeiffer drops back to pass it, he's got a little to no time. We got to have the people up front to really help him out as Pfeiffer's shaken up after taking a tough hit. Here's David Beeger for the punt. Right side. The 24 takes it for Francis Howell and is tackled at about the 27-yard line. Punt return of about 10 yards for Francis Howell there. Francis Howell North back on defense here. Howell's 4th drive. Let's see if they can go 4 for 4 as Adam Shipley really looking confident out there, folks. Really looking like a veteran. He's coming back from a state championship. You know he's going to be good. Howell lining up with, looks like 4 wide receivers wide. Here's snap. Adam drops back. Pass left side deep. And it is dropped in and out of the hands of Francis Howell's wide receiver. That will make it 2nd and 10 after that incompletion.
Looking like we're not going to be able to get that camera upstairs back on.
Not going to get the camera back upstairs back on, but good thing we got another one. What was wrong with it, Ryan?
Man, according to my trusted source, the camera or the wires going into it a little jacked up, you know?
Okay.
Just overall, not the best thing to see with a camera.
Not what you want to see, but here's a 2nd and 10 for Francis Howell. Shipley takes the snap. Pass out wide, drop through the hands of number 28 of Howell. You know, we've seen a couple drop passes now from Howell. You know, they're still working the ball well, Ryan. They're still getting up and down, but it's a big down for North. Let's see if they can get their first stop of the game. Another momentum swinger. We just something's gotta happen where we gotta turn that momentum around. Ryan, you've been gone a little bit.
Catch me up. No, catch me up.
Howell scoring another touchdown, a rushing touchdown this time.
Oh.
But really doing what they want. North dropped back to pass. Pfeiffer took a really bad hit as Shipley slides and will not pick up the first down. But you see there, seeing his legs, looks like North was really ready for it if he wanted to run. Wasn't ready for the 4th down, but it looks like Francis Howell will go for it.
4th and 2.
4th and 2 for Francis Howell. Howell in a 3 wide receiver set.
This is where North needs to step up here.
Let's see if they will snap the ball or they'll just try to get North to jump off sides. Big down for North here. Fans really encouraging. Here's the snap from Shipley. Hand off to number 7.
And he's through.
And he will get the first down. About a 5 to 6 yard gain for Francis Howell there. Moving the chains for 1st and 10. You know, Ryan, Pfeiffer, like I was saying, we tried to give different looks. Pfeiffer dropped back to pass, took a really mean hit, came to the sideline, looked really shooken up on that play. Dude was unblocked, wins the end zone. And here's a run from number 7.
Almost in.
Gets it within the 5 yard line for Francis Howell. Maddox Duncan with another carry.
First and
you
goal
know,
for the Vikings.
he's really looking like a good running back here, coming in, looking to break 200 yards on the season. Guy has a touchdown on the game.
Phenomenal.
Really cementing his RB1 spot on this team. Here's Shipley in the shotgun. Here's the handoff. And he's in for the touchdown. His second touchdown of the game, Maddox Duncan.
Not looking good for the Knights at all.
His 6th of the year, folks.
Wow.
As that extends the lead to 26-0 in Francis Howell's favor. Maddox Duncan leading that touchdown puts him as the leader in total touchdowns ahead of Adam Shipley, his 6th of the year. Really looking like a game changer out here. And here's the extra point.
Oh, he drops
fumbled.
it.
Holder fumbles it.
And North
picks it up.
Oh, what happened?
Champ Pauly with the scoop up, but they blow it dead. Maybe that could be a momentum swinger for North here, as they're trying to look for really anything that can get them going on offense, or just get them going in general, Ryan, as we see
Got me going.
looks like the effort almost isn't there, or just some type of energy where they're not fully into the game.
At this point, I think it's the energy. I think they got the effort, and I know they want to win it. I've talked to a few players today; they really want this. But
yeah,
it is Howell.
It is Howell. Players coming in with confidence to the in the game. But as we're seeing here in the first half, we got to get something going. Howell to kick it off again after the missed extra point. Here's Howell for the kick. Booming kick. Number 0 for Francis Howell North will field it. He's got some pace going to the 20. And is tripped up, stays on his feet. Gets to the 26-yard line before he is tackled by Francis Howell.
Impressive job there staying up.
Timeout here by Francis Howell North. Ryan, as we want to switch off from football for a sec, Francis Howell soccer improves to 6-0, school record. You know, they got the win 3-1 against Holt High School today. A new look, not a new look, but a new start to the season for their soccer. What can we see from their team, really?
Man, I've been to a few of their games, and it is a magical little team. Amazing chemistry among them. It's pretty crazy to watch them play. They know what they're doing. It's like they're mind reading each other. I think we can expect to see them to win a lot more games. That's what I'm thinking.
Very exciting team, and looking forward to watching them more as North takes the huddle here. Gets set fast. Number 1 in motion for North. Run up the middle. Almost no gain for Francis. Ryan stepping out for a second. As it was a gain of 0 for Francis Howell North. Oh, gain of 2. Sorry. Trying to move the ball a little more. You know, the run, it's looking like it's getting stopped. What we talked about the game plan for Francis Howell North against Francis Howell. Looking like Francis Howell is doing it, as it's a nice game by Colin Conley. A gain of 7 there gives North a 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can pick up another first down. If they can, like I preached, if they can keep getting these first downs and getting in rhythm, we could see something. You know, like they like to say, it only takes one. North getting set quickly. Here's snap by Pfeiffer. Handoff up the middle. It looks like they will pick up the first down. North getting the first down. Let's see what they can do after this first down. Let's see if they maybe try to take a shot. Maybe if they try to, you know, look maybe a little different look after after giving like the same play, after running up the middle a few times. Let's see if they can really bounce it out. Looks like we're going to get another false start on North. They're third of the game. Really, these penalties can be killers here. Like we said, the mistakes, we're going to have to limit them. North looking to, really looking miscombobulated, as we like to say. Really not finding any offense right now. Really struggling without their leading rusher, Derek, out there. Here's North. Here's the snap. Run up the middle, and it's a big carry by Champoli. Gain of about 14 yards and almost a first down. North's biggest run of the game so far, 14. Don't think it's a first down. Second and one here. North getting set quick again. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle, and he pushes his way through. Looks like he will get the first down. Another first down for North. Let's see if we can get another, get into this rhythm. As we're starting to see some success. Looks like we're starting to see some success from Francis Howell of running the Francis Howell North of running the ball, really. As they're almost up to midfield here on a first down and 10. About 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Here's a handoff. Number one breaks a tackle, picks up another first down for Francis Howell North. North looking, a lot of motion there, really deceiving of who's getting the ball, different looks. They're using that well right now, and as it's working because we're picking up first downs. Looking like North building some confidence here, getting set quick. Lining up with the wide receiver out wide. Here's the handoff to Champoli. Minimal gain here as House finally can stop the run. Francis Howell North looking to maybe mix it up here. You know, we've gone run. Maybe mix it up with a play action. That's what I think, a play action. They're expecting a handoff. Here's North getting set quick again. Here's the snap, handoff, and it is going to be a tackle for loss. Francis Howell all over that one. Looks like it's going to be a loss of one and bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Knights. Francis Howell, it's looking like they're trying to stop the run game now and really run committing. This is where I feel like we could open up some play variables. Here's North. Wide receiver lined up wide. Here's a handoff. Number 14 tries to bounce it outside like we talked about, but really no gain here as Francis Howell all over. And that will force the Knights to punt. Or we could... Looking like the Knights going to go for it on this 4th down and 10. You know, big play here. If we can convert this here, we can really get the momentum going. North getting set quick. Looks like we're going to get Francis Howell to jump off sides. Smart coaching by the Knights by really playing that hard count. And maybe on 4th down, not trying to snap it, but really just trying to get him jump off sides, get it closer. As we're seeing the student section come alive a little bit. As Francis Howell North just trying to get something to get them going. As that's a 4th and 5. If we can convert this here, we'll be into their territory. Here's the snap. And it looks like we're going to get a false start on the offense. Kicking themselves right back to where they were. About the mistakes again. Can't have these mistakes against a good team. As it is our 5th false start of the game. Let's see what the Knights seem to do on this. If we're going to go for it or if we're just going to play it safe again. It looks like we're going to get timeout by the Knights. You know, we were talking about it before. Just me right now, but I was talking with Ryan. Francis Howell North, we've had some success, some early success. 2-1. Had some good wins. Had a blowout win against St. Charles High last Friday. But Howell coming in a real test. Obviously they're 1-2, but that doesn't show because they're really coming out with confidence. And our first test, and to really see like how we truly are as a team. And right now, it's Francis Howell got off to the good start. Francis Howell North trying to push back a little bit. But sorry, cut out there for a sec. But like I was saying, really trying to push. We've gotten a couple 4th downs on this drive. 4th and 10 here. A couple 1st downs, my bad. 4th down and 10 here. If we can pick this up here, maybe get some points on the board. Really just trying to take anything to get that momentum swing. Here's Pfeiffer. Rolling out to the right. Almost getting tripped up. Runs and slides right before the 1st down. Had the 1st down in his eyes with nobody to tackle him. And maybe wasn't sure of where the 1st down was. Maybe thought he had the 1st down and looks like he couldn't convert there, as it was a good run. He tried to roll out. He's showing some frustration. Showing some frustration on the sideline, but Francis Howell will take over at the 35-yard line. Adam Shipley back out on the field.
Pardon my absence.
And we have Ryan back as Shipley takes a handoff to the left side, breaks a tackle. He's out in space and is tackled right around midfield. Ryan, back here. We got a drive going, got a couple 1st downs going, as you see right there. Had the 4th down conversion right there, and Pfeiffer, he slid. He slid before the 1st down, so on 4th down, so he had it, and he knew he had it, and he's beating himself because of that. Anyways, Adam Shipley back out on the field. 1st down on one play there. A little under 2 minutes left for Francis Howell. Let's see if they can get another score here. Francis Howell leading 26-0. A little confusion here going on. Looks like the refs aren't ready to snap the ball yet. Looks like they're trying to get the clock right. And looks like we're ready to go.
Play ball.
Play ball. Here's Shipley dropping back. Pass right deep down the sideline. Has number 6. And it is a 50-yard touchdown. A great throw from Adam Shipley. His 3rd passing touchdown of the game, Ryan. And you saw there, really got number 6 on Francis Howell. Jude James with his 2nd touchdown.
He got a lot of space in there. He's got wheels.
And that extends Howell's lead to 32-0 after a big play from Francis Howell.
Not the score that no one was looking for.
Definitely not here, Ryan. Adam Shipley, a great throw there. It looks like Howell's going to try the 2-point conversion. Shipley in the shotgun. Here's the handoff. Rolls out to the right. Throw, incomplete. Too short. Francis Howell will stop him there, but Francis Howell, 32-0 lead.
some Howell kids found their way into the North student section, and not like
and
that.
Looks like they're getting shipped off pretty quickly. North trying to make something happen with 1:50 left in this game. Ryan, what positives can North try to make out of this drive to bring into the locker room at half?
Man, that is a great question.
You know,
a question I am unprepared for.
Not much positives Francis Howell can take into the locker room. Obviously a lot for Howell, as Shipley playing really well. You know, coming into this game, Ryan, we thought we would see him really run more, as he's Howell's leading rusher by a lot.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's been really carrying this offense through the air, and as we see, a great throw there, about a 50-yard touchdown. Didn't think we could see this, but really a lot of variety from Shipley here. Here's
Howell with a kick. Beat you to it.
Great kick.
Big kick.
Oh, bounces right at the 1 yard line, and we're going to have to try to make something happen. And tackled at the 10-yard line. Not very good starting field position for Francis Howell North, as they can't really seem to get anything going right so far. Here come the Knights back out on offense. Gonna need a big drive out of Pfeiffer to really see what's happening, to really get something going. Right, Ryan?
Let's. You know?
Please, just trying to get anything right now out of the Knights. A little delay here.
A little bit.
Looks like North in the huddle. Breaking out quick like always.
Gotta love the hustle.
Here's Pfeiffer. Handoff up the middle, going nowhere. Francis Howell all over it. Looks like a timeout for the Vikings here, folks. As trying to, maybe they don't like the personnel out there, but tackle for a loss there. So let's see if Francis Howell, you know, Ryan, you're the coach right now in that huddle in this timeout. What are you saying to your players?
What are you doing? You know, something like that, right?
Something like that? Is that what the coaches say?
Is that a good Bevel impression?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like Bevel's out there. I don't know. I don't know what coaches. What do you say?
That looks like Bevel. I see Bevel.
What do you say in this position, really?
You know what? Game's not over.
Game's
not. If Howell can score these many points this quick, who's to say we can't?
Exact. And you were completely right with that. You know, it takes one big play, Ryan, and we're right back in this game.
Let me flip it on you, Mo. You're the coach now. What are you going to say to them?
I'm saying we're playing for pride, all right? It takes one momentum swing to get us all going, all right? It's a lot of momentum in this game. We need some points on the board. We need a big play.
It only takes a second to make a moment.
Here's the handoff. Bounce out wide. Javon with the carry. About a 3-yard gain. Trying to bounce it out wide. And another timeout from Francis Howell. Trying to stop the clock. They're looking for another score here this half, Ryan.
They got time.
You know, as we're seeing, Howell trying to score again after being up 32. Is this what do you think the Howell coach is thinking here? Is it not enough for Francis Howell?
It's never enough. You know, if they can score, like I said a second ago, if they can score this many points that quick, who's to say North won't? You got to keep building your lead.
Yeah, I would say so. Obviously, they want more, as they're calling timeouts to really conserve the clock, because they want another score this half.
Mm-hmm. Who's to blame them?
I guess so. I mean, whenever you've been struggling, as Howell has this season,
yeah,
you need a game like this to build the confidence.
Yes.
Build the confidence, you know, get everyone involved, boost their confidence for maybe, I guess, tougher games. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say tough games. This is a tough game for Howell, but maybe more games where that builds the confidence, and their performance like this, they just keep building it and playing better. Here's the handoff. Colin Conley up the middle for another timeout by Howell. Forcing Francis Howell North to punt.
9 games.
9 games it is, Ryan. Looks like Howell's looking to score here. You know, the way Shipley's been playing, why not give him the ball again? He took him about under a minute to score last drive. You give him the ball with a minute 20 left here. You almost like got to predict he's going to score again. Like the way he's been playing, he looks hot. 3 passing touchdowns so far, 1 on the ground for Francis Howell. Really doing it any way they want.
You know, I've been absent for a little bit of this game. Have they been stopped on a drive yet?
I don't believe so.
Wow.
I do not believe so. You know, a couple of 4th down conversions. North just can't get that final stop. So really got to get something going if the Knights want to compete in this game. Looks like we're gonna go for it here on 4th and 1. Maybe trying to get something going. Will they snap the ball here? Looks like they won't. They'll take a timeout. Ryan, as I was saying before, I don't know if you were here for it, but I was talking about Howell being FHN's real first test, as we haven't seen him play a team like Howell yet, and I guess it's showing right now.
Yeah, not in the way you want it to, but it is showing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Howell,
on the other hand, Howell hasn't really faced anything that isn't a big challenge yet. This is kind of their first game where they're sailing. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, last game it was a tight one, losing in a nail biter, 45-42 against Lutheran North.
Points.
A good team, but a team like that, it's heartbreak. But you know, it's not like college football. You can lose some, you still got a chance at that state championship. Here's the handoff from North. Colin Conley picks up the 1st down. Francis Howell North moving the chains here. And the 1st downs they have picked up, we've gotten a rhythm going, but it seems like it's how they figure something out and they really stop it. And Francis Howell now with the variety like Howell has on offense. As here we go. Number 0 for North hurdles his own dude and is wrapped up and taken out of bounds by Francis Howell.
Rough takedown there.
A pickup of about 4 or 5 yards, I think.
Only a minute left in this quarter.
No gain on the play there, Ryan. Looks like he picked up yards, but I guess not. Here's North getting set at the line again. Here's Jackson going out left, and he is sacked. Almost no time in the backfield.
Got a feel for him.
You got a feel for him here.
Wasn't much to do in that situation.
Not much time. Maybe that's why last drive we saw him sliding a bit early, because he feels like he doesn't have enough time. Clock ticking down here. 25 seconds left in the half. Francis Howell North just trying to get out the half. You know, Howell up 32 going into the halftime. Ryan, what can you really tell your players on Howell in the locker room?
You know, they're gonna get cocky. We're talking Howell, right? They're gonna get cocky. You know, that's gonna happen with any good team that's up so much against a team that you're up so much against. You know, you gotta remind them that the game's not over. North still has a chance to come back and win this. You just gotta tell them, keep it together and don't lose your temper.
You know, that will be a big factor. Let's see if North can keep their cool and really get some positives out of the second half. All right, we'll go to break here at halftime. We'll be with you guys in about 5. Yep, and take it away, and you'll see the Francis Howell North band or color guard playing. Color guard?
It's going to be great.
Gonna be
regardless
great.
of what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please put your hands together for the Francis Howell North Night Pride Marching Band.
Test, test.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please put your hands together for your Francis Howell North Nightline Dance Team with their Kids Dance Clinic. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Francis Howell North Varsity cheerleaders.
Only 2 minutes left of halftime. We want to catch everyone up on what happened in the last two quarters real quick.
Yeah, so we talked about before the game, North had to come out with energy. They had to come out with confidence, and they looked a little flat coming out. We knew Howell, they would be a tough opponent. You know, Howell looking on offense, they're really spreading the ball, Ryan, really mixing up with passes. 3 passing touchdowns from Adam Shipley, 2 rushing touchdowns from Maddox Duncan on Howell. So really mixing the ball, Brian. Really scoring either way they want. And North, like we said, they had to really give the ball to everyone. They're trying to do that, but it really seems like they're one-dimensional with the run.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's not the best performance we've ever seen from North.
It definitely isn't, Ryan. But, you know, as a coach, you're just telling your players, play for pride, play for confidence. That's all you can do at this point. So
Beautiful words.
Coming up, North will get the kick. Let's see if this opening drive, Ryan, they could make something happen, really.
Yeah, let's hope.
Oh,
Have we talked about Aaron Rodgers yet?
we have not.
Oh, man. You want to tell him? Or do you want me to tell him?
I got it.
You got it? You want to finish chewing?
Aaron Rodgers, so much hype coming into the season. Ryan, I was personally excited. You see him with the new team, with the young guys, with the weapons. He plays 4 snaps of football for the New York
About
Jets.
106 seconds in? So what happens?
Something like that. He completely tears his Achilles.
Oh!
And it's heartbreaking to see, really. You got to feel for the guy. He put so much work, so much time into working with these guys. And to play 4 downs of football with them, it hurts. It hurts to see.
When's he going to be back?
Not this season, Ryan.
Oh.
Not this season.
You know, that's a shame because our quarterback, Pfeiffer, you know, he had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback for fantasy football.
Really?
That's got to sting.
Gotta stink. Let's see if Pfeiffer can maybe have some Aaron Rodgers-like skills in the second half.
But not this season.
Not this
Yeah,
season.
not this
no.
season. That would be a shame.
Yeah. You know, I think if we can get some first downs going on this opening drive, you know, we got to figure out their defense. They know what we're going to do. We're going to run the ball. We got to open the pass play. They're taking away our run right now.
Here's the punt from Howell.
Here's the opening kickoff. Here we go. And we're off. Second half of football.
Oh.
Rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
Knights on their 20. First and 10.
Now, Ryan,
What?
we're thinking about Francis Howell and what all they've said in the locker room. As a player, individually, you got to come out with some energy. I don't know what else. Like I said, you got to play for pride. You got to make a hard hit, something like that. You know, I haven't had the experience of playing football, but I can imagine. You got to hit someone hard. You got to make that big run, really get something going, get your teammates going.
Get in their heads. But then getting your teammates head, but in like the other
Here's
way.
a big run from Colin Conley.
And that's what we're talking about.
First down, one play, and it's a first down, and it's about to pick up 13 yards.
I'd say.
New set of downs for the Francis Howell Knights. Fans really letting the Knights hear it so far, as they're passionate about their Knights. Right? Here's a snap from Pfeiffer. He rolls out to the left, is tackled, maybe 1 yard gain. Pfeiffer really having no time out here, Ryan. Like, no time whatsoever. You got to feel for him.
Going against these big boys.
What would you be doing if you had these size men running
I'd
at
probably
you?
be crying.
Be crying.
Yeah.
Quarterback, it's a hard position.
Take some
Yeah.
guts.
Yeah. Take some guts.
A lot of guts.
Yeah, but in this blood, we got the scoreboard working now.
Yeah. The real one.
The real one, yeah.
Yeah.
We had ours. Real one. Oh, here's a handoff to the outside. Here's Javon trying to cut it up
Ooh.
field, and he's
Little spin
taken
right
down.
into the defender.
Right into the defender. Howell, they're all over the field tonight, Ryan. All over the field. You know, getting to tackles within the first 5 yards of a carry.
Brick wall.
And when we have had our big plays, it's been minimal. We're really doing a good job of.
Our biggest plays are their smallest plays.
Yeah. Really doing a good job of just containing us, really. And stopping. We talked about North having a game plan into stopping Howell. Howell came into the game plan knowing what they were going to do, and they're executing it right now.
Very much so.
Here's another penalty on Francis Howell North.
3rd and 14 for Francis Howell North.
Yeah, you know, these penalties, they're killers. The mistakes, piled up on the mistakes, they really kill us.
And we said this earlier, but we should say it again. When you make a mistake against a team like Howell, it's a big mistake.
Here's the handoff. Number 0, minimal gain for the Knights. Brings up 4th down and long. Knights will punt it.
Back to where they started, 4th and 10.
Knights will punt it off.
Berger's going to get that punt.
Looks like Beeger. This 5th punt of the night for the night. 5th punt of the night for the Knights. Look at that. Here's the snap. And it's off. Lands at about out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. About a, we'll say 30-yard punt for David Beeger.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Francis Howell with all the momentum here. Here comes Adam Shipley out onto the field again, looking for a 6th score of the game.
Ready to lead the charge.
Ryan, at what point do you take Shipley out of this game just to prevent an injury? He's been playing so well. Like, when do you say it's enough for the confidence and you got to sit him?
Yeah, about 2 touchdowns ago.
2 touchdowns ago. That, you know, that could be smart, but looking like they're sticking with him.
Maybe to get his numbers up, you know?
You got to get his numbers up. And he's looking for his 4th touchdown of the game. Here's a handoff.
He's not going to get injured if he's not getting touched.
That's very true. Maddox Duncan with another run. He's been running the ball with almost ease tonight, Ryan. You know, not much difficulty for him tonight. Here's the snap. Shipley rolls out left, throws on the run, incomplete.
A little bit of pressure there on Shipley.
A little bit. You know, when you have a quarterback like this, you got to put constant pressure on him. Time is your worst enemy when you have a quarterback like this. And right now, Knights have given him a lot of time. They got to stop that.
Yeah, I agree.
Very so. You almost got to, you got to cut off one thing, Ryan. That's what I've been preaching. It looks like a blitz here from the Knights, a screenplay, and he's got room to run for Francis Howell. Number 10 down the sideline, tackled about the 32-yard line. Howell into enemy territory here.
When these Vikings are getting stopped, they just keep pushing. It's like a freight train. They do not
it
stop.
looks like, and most of that is the mentality, Ryan.
Yes.
They want those extra yards, and they're going to get it as they pick up another 1st down here. Here's a handoff inside. Number 23 breaks free. He's at the 10. He comes back to the left at 5, and he scores for the touchdown.
Amazing run by Jalen Baylor.
Jalen Baylor. That's his 1st touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I believe so. Very impressive there. Got past many, many defenders.
That's his 1st touchdown of the season, Ryan.
We did not get it on video.
Did not? Score is now 38-0 in favor of France. Oh, hold on here, Ryan. Play's going to be brought back. We're going to get a holding on Francis Howell.
So scratch that.
Scratch that big play from Francis Howell.
What did we say in that one movie? Scratch that, something?
I don't know.
Whatever you said, that's what I'm going to say.
Let's see what Howell can do after that penalty. Play action here. A bullet to number 10 on the slant. A good chunk of yards. Getting those yards back that they lost right from the penalty, Ryan, with ease. Shipley. And it is dropped.
Good coverage there.
Jude James, he had it in his hands, the jump ball. Couldn't come down with it. A good ball from Shipley there. Looking for Jude Jones. Seems like Jude Jones has been in the deep threat. 3rd down and 2 for Howell. Let's see what they go with here. Not much from under center here, Ryan, this game. It's mostly from the shotgun. And they're just doing inside handoffs. Here's a wide receiver in motion. And Howell.
Good job there by the Knights.
Wraps him up.
No gain on that.
No gain. Bringing up 4th down.
Actually, they lost some yards on that. They lost a
some
yard.
yards.
That's a first.
Big 4th down for the Francis Howell North Knights. Trying to stop the Francis Howell Vikings for the first time this evening. The fans getting into it here. Here's a snap. Shipley taking on his feet, and he is tackled by DJ Dillon and will not get the 4th down conversion. Great play there by DJ Dillon. Now the Knights will come back on offense after DJ Dillon. You're really seeing him. He's putting in his role this game. You know, coming in as the leading tackler, and he's making his name known.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. Watching him, it's like magic.
You know, there's some dudes where they're all over the field, really, and when they get tackles, and you just find them in big plays like that. Let's see if Knights can turn it around. Here's the handoff in motion. Number 1 cuts upfield, bounces outside, and he is tackled around the 35-yard line.
First down for
First
the
down
Knights.
for the Knights. Brian, I've seen a lot of first big plays from the Knights, but they just seem to get stopped, and I really think it's really them not mixing up the play calls and really just trying to be one-dimensional. When they get a good play, Howell wants to stop what they just gave up. That's when you expand and you build off of their weaknesses. They want to cover what you just did. Oh, and North loses the ball and recovered by Pfeiffer.
The loss of a yard.
Another mistake by North. See?
2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 here. Second and 12 here for Francis Howell North Knights. Ryan,
Hit me.
the mistakes. It's the mistakes for me on, you know, what's really been some drive killers. What we've had the ball, we get a penalty. That's a mistake, and another fumble.
Speaking of mistakes.
And how recovers it. Another mistake. As we're talking about mistakes, that's what happens. Really, the ball just not bouncing. It's not bouncing the Knights' way this game. It's just
Not
mistakes. Maybe the mentality's not there. Coaches aren't going to be too happy with this one. Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the Knights' 26-yard line.
Let's go, D! Take it back!
Fans still into it, Ryan. They're still into it. And we're going to get a false start on Francis Howell, bagging him up. See, a team like Howell, with their experience, they can deal with mistakes. It seems like they deal with mistakes really more than we do.
When you're up 30 points, who cares if that's a mistake?
True. Shipley's still out there after still having a 37 point? Oh, wait, no, they did not score that touchdown, so it's still 32. 32-point lead. Here's Shipley in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. 1 wide receiver in motion. Here's the snap. Shipley drops back, looking long, throws long, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Another big play by Francis Howell. Shipley with a 25-yard pass to number 10 on Howell. Garrett Puckett, that's his 2nd touchdown of the season, well over 100 yards this season, and another big play from Shipley. Looks like the Knights secondary really getting toasted here this game. Yeah, Shipley still dominating. He's dominating over and over, and we can't stop him. And this is a real confidence boost for him, as the extra point's good for Francis Howell. That extends their lead, 39-0. At this point, Ryan, are you taking Shipley out after that? Could he end the night on that good play?
Remember what I said last time? No, you don't?
Yeah.
I would have taken him out a long time ago.
Oh, that's true.
So, yes, indefinitely. Get him out of there. Bring in Kurt Warner.
Bring in Kurt Warner.
You know? The next star. I guess my assumption was wrong about, someone stepping up for the Knights.
It's a hard position to step up in. A team like Francis Howell, it's a hard position. It's really not individually, but the whole team stepping up, and it looks like tonight it's just not going to happen for the Francis Howell North Knights. Timeout here by the North Knights. They're talking it over, and looks like cheerleaders on the sideline just tossing their pom-poms around at this point.
More catches than the Knights over there.
Not wrong, Ryan, not wrong.
But we are a run-centric team.
We are a run-centric team. Knights, they're just looking for anything good. Like I said, they're playing with pride, Ryan. Pride is what you gotta play with at this point. Take away the goods, what you can get out this game, and just make yourself better. Because obviously, it's hard to keep your confidence when it's a game like this. But best thing to do is keep your confidence.
Couldn't have said it better myself, though.
Ryan, I've had a great night with you.
I've had a great night with you, Mo. It's been a pleasure.
We can step away from football for a sec. And let's go back to the soccer.
Let's talk about them.
A win today, like we said, 6-0 school record. Coming up to play Howell, it's going to be a challenge. Howell's always good at all the sports. Maybe what we can take out of this, the mentality part of it. We want to step up for our football team. We want to show
them who's boss.
We want to show them that we can win in other sports.
Yeah.
Take pluses out of this. Any plus you can get, just take out of it.
This is the best soccer team we've ever had.
Best soccer team we've ever.
It's not
you
debatable.
are right
it
about
is
that.
A fact.
It's on paper. It is a fact.
I can say with utmost confidence, these boys are going to go out there. When's their game, Tuesday?
I think so.
Tuesday. They're going to go out there. They're going to dominate, and they're going to win it.
So here's North lining up quickly as they always do. Here's Pfeiffer rolling out right,
Pfeiffer
and he is tackled
sacked.
again.
It's about a
Fourth sack of the
6
night.
yards, it seems.
Pfeiffer has really just no time out there. The offensive line not doing well. It looks like a player for the Knights is hurt.
Is that Godar? Let's say 66 or 56.
66.
Oh, I believe that's Matthew Godard.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of shaken up a little bit, limping off to the sideline.
Sure hope he's okay.
Hopefully. Big part of this Knights offensive line. Speaking of offensive line, not good today. You got to feel for Pfeiffer. It's your job. You got to protect the QB.
Absolutely. Let's see what Pfeiffer can do here. I have a good feeling about this one.
I'll run up the middle for little yards. Little yards. Just seems like this offense, it needs a big play. And I feel like with the plays we've been running, it's hard to have big plays. You got to. Pfeiffer also talked about pregame. They want to take shots. They want to really break out those big plays, and they really here's a run. Like I was saying, they're trying to break out the big plays, and when they can't break out the big plays, it's hard to get your offense going because every offense needs some big plays. We've seen Howell have big plays. not us. And that could be what's been happening here. As fans still cheering on the Knights. Knights still trying to find the end zone here in this evening. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's a run.
First down for the Knights.
First down on 4th down for the Knights.
Javon Godfrey, the ball carrier, tackled by number 82, Kenneth.
That's good for a hold on. First down.
Fans still cheering on the Knights here.
You gotta give it to them.
Gotta give it to them. They're not giving up, which I don't blame them. Why would you give up?
Game's not over.
Game's not over.
It would be pretty crazy if they came back from this. Gained about 1 yard maybe on that play. 2 yards.
2 yards.
2nd and 8
for the North Knights. When you look at a player like Derek Warren and the impact he obviously has on this team, what do you do if you're him? What are you doing to try to get back on the field? Because obviously Knights struggle without him playing.
I mean, all he can do is take it easy. He's out with a shoulder injury, right?
That's what I have heard. And you see him sidelined. It's hard to get offense without your top offensive guy, I guess. He's coming in leading the team. He's got over 300 yards. He's got touchdowns. He can get in anyway. And when he doesn't play, you got to have guys step up. And it's a hard position to step up. Playing a team like Howell, they're defending state champions. They're going to be good. They're going to be really good. Looks like an offsides on Francis Howell. Offsides on Francis Howell on number 3. Wide receiver. Lining up a little bit offsides.
This is when the Knights, they need to start capitalizing on these mistakes. They're giving you free yards. Oh, wait.
It's actually on us. Right?
Oh, my bad. Never mind. We need to stop having mistakes is what I meant to say.
I'd say we take the positives from this game. What can you take going into next week? Who do we play next week?
I know one thing. Probably won't lose by this many points again. So, you know.
Won't.
You already got the worst of it. What's there to lose? Again?
Here's a run. And Javon breaks free and gets a first down. Pickup of about 16 yards. Going into next week, Ryan, the best you can take out of this is you got to keep your confidence. Obviously, Howell's probably one of the best in the state. You're probably not going to play as good as a team as them next week. What can you do as a player individually to, have that same mentality of we want to win going into next week, coming off a loss like this?
Brush it off. That's what I do.
Here's Javon, bouncing it to the outside, and another great pickup.
What would you do?
Ryan, Howell's a good team. You know that.
Amazing.
Going into next week with our opponent, whoever that is, you're gonna need to take the positive out of this game. Positives. You've had some good runs. You've had to stop. You've had drives where you've gotten multiple first downs.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you take that, what worked in this game, bring it over. What didn't work, you got to fix that.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
What I'm saying. And it looks like a player down for the Knights here. Injured player here. We'll step away for a second. as we come back here, both players still down, in some pain, obviously. We'll come back when we get more updates on how he's doing.
Little bit of limp in his walk, but seems to be doing a little better.
Obviously in some pain there, Ryan, but able to walk off under his own power. Hopefully he's okay. But Knights are at first down. First down and 10 for the Knights.
See what they can do.
Here's a run up the middle by Javon.
Gain about 4 or 5 yards?
I'd say 4 or 5.
No, I'm going to say 5. Let's see who wins. 1, 2, 3.
Javon
Oh! Nah, they got 4 yards. He won.
Got it. Now let's see if a pick before. Let's get another pick before, Ryan. Let's get this offense going. Come on.
Handoff. Oh, met him right there.
Met him at the line. No gain on the play.
Wow, gain of 2 actually. Little optical illusion from the booth.
Really? Guess I saw it wrong, but 3rd and 7 here. Let's see if
see a game.
Guess 4-down territory for the Knights here, really, right? You know, trying to just get into that end zone, get some points, have some positives in this game. As we see, down 39.
I hope they at least get in field goal range or something.
Yeah, still gonna need some yards. Number 1 in motion here. Champ Pauly with the run. Tackled.
Gain of about.
It's a good gain. Sets him up for a 4th and short to medium here.
I don't see Beeger coming out.
Well, for high schoolers, this is a bit of a long field goal, right?
No, for like a punt or something.
Oh, a punt?
Yeah.
No, we're not punting. Oh, that's the end of the 3rd quarter here, folks. Howell leads your Francetown North Knights 39-0. We'll take it to the 4th. And we bring you to over by the cheerleaders as they're performing something a little special for Lucky Harry. Sorry, folks.
Little insider information. There's going to be a HOCO proposal shortly during this little break, from what I've heard.
Here we go.
You know, it'd be real awkward if it doesn't happen.
Jaden out of the ball for tackle by the 42 Steel Rebel. The Vikings will take over on downs.
All right, looks like we didn't get it.
Looks like I got lied to.
We're back.
Okay.
We're back at the 4th quarter, folks.
Awkward. That was a quick little break.
Here,
Howell handing it off. Looks like about a gain of 1 yard. on that play for Howell. 2nd and 9.
I'm going to have to ask, how did Howell get the ball?
Tackled by DJ Jones and Jaden Howell.
2nd and 9 for Francis Howell here.
Let's go, Nunn!
Fans still into it here as, you know, people still sticking around, seeing what Howell can do. Shipley's still out there, Ryan, even with the 39-0 lead. Oh, looks like the ball came out and Francis Howell North has it. Francis Howell North recovers the ball. That's a turnover. Fans excited about that.
That is what they needed right there.
That is what they needed. You know, Ryan, there's that momentum. Knight's happy about that. Let's see if we can go get some points. Let's see if we can get some positives out of this game.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Come on, Knights.
Fight give it to the Knights, man. They're real fast getting out that huddle.
They are.
They're ready to play.
You can give it to them. You know, coming out the huddle, it can benefit you. Defense isn't always ready.
Knights with a rush of about 4 yards.
And with a run-heavy offense, you're going to want to get to the line of scrimmage fast. People don't know who they're on yet. Defense doesn't get a good long look at the offense.
2nd and 6 for the Knights on Howell's 39-yard
Number
line.
0 in motion, takes it out wide.
First down for the Knights?
No first down.
One person.
And he is tackled about 4 yards short of the marker. Brings up 3rd down and about.
Tackled by Chase Barberini.
3rd down and 4 for the North Knights.
And a couple yards on the play to the 37-yard line. Check out the 36-yard line. 3rd and 3.
Here's Knights. Here's a snap. Handoff to Javon, and he is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Howell all over that one. You know, it almost seems like sometimes Howell knows what we're doing before we even snap the ball. They're all over it, Ryan. They're there before we're there.
It's like the Houston Astros.
It's like the Houston Astros.
Is there a trash can anywhere nearby?
Who knows? I do see a trash can, but haven't heard any banging. Here's 4th down and 3 for the North Knights. Pfeiffer
with the ball. Is he going to throw
throws
it?
out the throw.
Oh,
Incomplete.
far.
As Pfeiffer had a man open, just
Couldn't meet him.
couldn't really get him. Number 87 on the Knights couldn't really get the separation he needed to catch that ball, but tried to pass it, rolled out, couldn't get it. At least we're trying. Getting some positives out there. Ryan, we're trying to get on the board here. What's going to get us on the board?
Some points.
We know that.
You know, it's going to be hard. You know, I think their best bet at getting points at this point is to get within field goal range and kick it in for 3 points.
You think so?
Bigger's a pretty consistent kicker.
Okay.
I think if we get him close enough, he'll be able to knock one in.
You
But
know,
the problem is getting close enough. We
I
haven't
think-
been able to get very far.
I think we're just looking for points at this point.
Do not want to get shut out.
Definitely does not want to get shut out. You know, we're still seeing Shipley out here. He's thrown for 5.
I bet they're keeping him in the whole time at this point.
Thrown for 5 touchdowns. He's a real confidence booster every game as
Good
Howell
run by
breaks
Howell
off
there.
a big run and gets the first down. It's a real confidence booster for him. Ryan, how are we liking the new jerseys? Francis Howell, North.
I love him personally.
I don't know how to feel about him. The black, you know, being black and gold all this time and switching to black and yellow, It's a change, but I feel like it's growing on me a little bit.
Well, like, I love that song, you know what I'm talking about?
Black and yellow.
Yeah. You know, I think it's a good song. So, like, it just makes me think of that song, you know?
Really? Okay.
I think the Media Day pictures that came out with those photos, or with those jerseys, very, very nice.
I think they look a little more clean, but it's just a different look with the black and yellow.
I think a lot of our sports teams this year got new jerseys. Soccer jerseys.
Well, we switched the colors. Instead of gold, it's yellow.
I personally, I prefer that. I think the gold was a little too. Yeah.
Here's a big run for Howell. Number 26 bounces it, still going. Picks up the first down.
Have you seen the baseball jerseys that they're coming out with?
I have, and those.
Wow.
You know where you can find those?
Where? Somewhere.
On the FHN, on an FHN website. They're coming out soon. You can buy them. Really cool. I like the colors. I like the colors, Ryan. I know. Just don't know how to feel about the football jerseys.
Pretty sure. I heard somewhere that there's a different. We have different types of jerseys. I think we have 3 sets of jerseys. We have blackout jerseys too.
Do we?
That's what Jackson Cutlin.
We haven't worn
previous player on the team last year. He graduated.
I like our white uniforms. I'll tell you that. But
I think a full black.
I like a blackout.
I think that would be pretty cool.
A blackout would be cool. Howell lining up 1st and 10 at the 27.
Howell with the touchdown.
And Howell with the touchdown.
And at the same time, another score for Mr. Austin Vollmer asking Lucky Harry to homecoming. What a great night for everybody.
And Howell scoring that touchdown, making it 45-0.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some in this world, Ryan.
Yes.
And just tonight, it's not the Francis Allenmore's football team's night.
We have not been winning some.
And the kick is good, making it 40, extending Howell's lead to 46.
5 minutes remaining.
You know, North, you're playing for pride here, Ryan. Just playing for pride. You're Francis Howell, Ryan. What are you taking from this game? Obviously, you came in here with confidence. You're coming off a loss, a tough loss. What do you bring into next week?
Into next week? Into next week, right?
Next week.
Man, I'm pumped. You know what I mean?
You're for Francis Howell.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
You're pumped?
I'm Francis Howell, right?
Oh, yeah. If you're Francis Howell,
I'm pumped. I'm winning 46-0. Why wouldn't I be?
That's true. What? We know Francis. They were maybe thinking Francis Howell North, not the greatest team, but they can build some confidence. Get going. And could we see him make another run at state championship? Could we?
I think very well we could.
And here's a run.
Amazing run. Knight's on the 40-yard line.
40-yard line. Biggest play of the night for the Knights. 4:50 left. Running clock here.
After a nice return, the Knights will begin 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's the Knights lining up. It looks like Knights have taken all their starters out. Looks like number 18 on the Knights, Harry McGlovin. What's his name? Harry McGowan. Harry McGowan in the game for the Knights. Let's see what these JV players can do against Howell.
I would love to see just a Hail Mary touchdown right now. That would just warm my heart so much.
Here's a handoff. Tackled. About a gain of 2 or 3 yards there, right?
The ball carrier tackled by number 19, Jason Stringfellow Jr. We have 2 yards on the play to the 45-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Knights.
Howell North going up to the line. Here's the snap from Harry. Handoff.
About 6
Nice
yards
little
or
run
1 yard
there
on that play. Never mind.
for number 33 on the Knights.
With the 33, Samuel Nunn, the ball carrier.
4 for 3.
31, Akeem Jones Jr.
Ryan, it's been a great night.
For us.
You know, not the best game from Francis Howell North. We still expect you guys. We want you guys to tune into the live streams every week. You know, Tuesday we'll be streaming the volleyball game. Every Friday, every home game here at Francis Howell Central, we will be streaming live streams. Obviously, better games than this to come. Still tune in. We're looking to really promote this live stream, trying it out this year, and it's working well. Obviously, not the game we expected, and it's hard to keep watching, but we really appreciate you if you're still watching to continue to support this live stream, and we're really working for it, and we just appreciate you guys. As we're coming up on 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter here. Just Howell North just trying to get out the game, just trying to stay with the confidence like we said.
Here's Howell with the snap, handing it off. And
And
he's
he
just
breaks
blowing
free.
by.
It's tackled.
First
We're
down
still
for the Vikings.
seeing Shipley out here against.
Going to third, the ball carrier for the Vikings, tackled by Tyrell Golden.
Never mind. Shipley's out the game. Number 5 for Francis Howell. Don't know who that is. I believe his name is Carson.
Where are you getting that from?
I think I know him.
Oh, okay.
Carson. Anyways,
Let's see what Carson can do.
let's see what Carson can do for Francis Howell being up by so much. Coming up on a minute left. Student section
Handing it
still bopping.
Howell got him.
Student section with a lot of energy still here, Ryan.
Lost it 2 yards there.
We really appreciate the
Energy.
Francis Howell, the energy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's hard to keep energy, but you know, student section, it's been different this year, right? There's more energy. There's more to it. I really like how the Goonies this year have carried it, and I like for more games to come. Really trying to check out that homecoming game. We're gonna have a lot of people there.
A lot of very, very cool FHN game day things to come with that game also. You're really going to want to be there to see that at Lindenwood University on October 6th. Be there or be square. You're going to see some crazy things there.
Definitely, Ryan preached it. What I was going to say. Tune into
You
that
gotta
live
be there.
If you can't make it, tune into the live stream right here. It's going to be the same way you got here. If you can go, show up.
You do
Show
not
crowd.
want to miss
You
that
don't want to
game.
miss it. People are going to be showing out. All right, better game than this. We promise. As clock ticks to 0 in about 5 seconds, Francis Howell will win this game against the Francis Howell North Knights 46-0.
That is the game, folks.
It's the game, folks. Ryan, as we end the night here, we're looking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for attending
Ryan, as we end the night here, Francis Howell North, obviously, this can kill the confidence. Best thing to do, you got to keep that confidence.
Yes, sir.
Get back to practice on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Get focused for next Friday's game.
Never give up, never what?
Never back.
Wait, no, never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never give up. You know what?
And for Francis Howell, take this momentum into next week. Keep riding what they're doing. Obviously, a well game here from Shipley with 4 touchdown passes. He's got to keep that going. If they can contend for a state championship. And for the Knights, like we said, keep the confidence. It's gonna come. And
You win some, you lose some. We're still 2-2.
still 2-2. This win brings the Howell Vikings to 2-2 on the season, and the Francis Howell North Knights, with their loss, brings them to 2-2 this season. This wraps it up for our live stream. We appreciate you if you're still sticking with us, and if you did join live stream, we appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. Me and Ryan signing off.
Thank you very much. Go to the game at Lindenwood on October 6th.
October 6th.